Hello and welcome everybody to another Ask Joshino Anything, the series where you can ask me, Joshino, any question you may so desire. And I've got my trusty notepad as always with all the questions and all the prompts on it. And first of all, I'm just going to go through a few channel updates. So I've got a few videos coming your way. One of the things I want to do soon, probably by the weekend, is a Planetside 2 versus Battlefield 4 video. And I really want to get that out before Battlefield 1. And basically I've been playing Battlefield 4 quite a bit, and I've wanted to make this video for quite a while. Just showing the difference between probably the closest competitors, or at least a sort of competitors, between Planetside 2 and Battlefield 4. I thought it'd just be an interesting mashup, or like a fisticuffs between the games, but you'll see that anyway. Then we've also got some Battlefield 1 beta gameplay. Hopefully you'll get in, and we'll have some of that at the end of the month. And then also I want to do a series on how to basically YouTube, and I don't know what the series is going to be called, and I don't know what the first episode is going to be called, but there'll be the first episode which will be basics as to whether or not YouTube's ready for you, and the ideas and the concepts around YouTube in general. Then finally, I kind of want to do a Starbound / No Man's Sky, what basically No Man's Sky could do like Starbound to be better, because obviously Starbound and No Man's Sky are actually quite similar games, and they had similar problems at their launches, so I thought it'd be a worthwhile talking point. Another thing I've got to mention is that I was using the GTX 1060 given by MSI as a review copy, and now unfortunately I have to give that back tomorrow, so I'll be going back to the GTX 970, although because I didn't have the DisplayPort adapter, I'm going to have 3 monitors again, so my video productivity should be a little better, even if the rendering's a bit slow because I've got less CUDA cores. And thirdly, if you buy games through Greensman Gaming in the link below on my description, then I will get a little bit of the profit. So if you want to help out the channel, you can always buy your games from Greensman Gaming, and you get a discount when you log in now. There's no discount codes or anything like that, they just apply straight away once you log in. There's always donating by Patreon, and also if you want to tip me, you can always tip on PayPal as well, and I always put the names at the end of the people who have supported the channel. Okay, on to the questions, and first of all we've got Ola Strojuk, who asks, what is your favourite episode of Star Trek The Next Generation? And I like your confidence that I watched Star Trek The New Generation enough to know the episode names, but actually I do. So my favourite episode is called Contact. Basically it's a reversal of the normal trope where humans are contacted by aliens, but this time the humans themselves are contacting aliens which are less developed. Basically it's a civilization that hasn't quite gone to warp, I think is how they put it. Anyway, it's just a really interesting concept, and Riker is doing reconnaissance on the ground and then gets caught up in sort of like a political debacle. There's the sort of traditionalists and the conservatives on one side of the planet who don't want to go forward, and one of them even goes as far as try and make himself a martyr, and on the other hand you've got the scientists and things that really want to go into space. And just the whole concept of having Contact has always intrigued me, and there's a Farscape episode as well where they do the same thing. But if you know any other sci-fi shows that do have this sort of reverse contact, please tell me, because I tried to Google it recently and I was like, please be some more of this, but I couldn't really find anything. So I don't know, we've got Farscape and Star Trek The Next Generation, so maybe there's something else out there. Then we've got Fishstick, who says, do you vape, bro? Vape nation! No, I don't vape. I've never really smoked. The only time I smoke is if I'm trying to show off to a girl at a nightclub, and I don't even really inhale, so no, I don't smoke. It's just not really appealed to me, and then vaping is just the same sort of thing. Not my cup of tea. Confused says, I have a new PC with a 1080 and an i7 6800K. Will I be able to play Planetside 2 well? With that setup, assuming that all the other components will work with it, you should definitely be able to play Planetside 2, one of the best out of everybody that can play it, but obviously there are a few performance issues at the moment. There was recently a performance boost, and it definitely did see a boost, about 10 to 20 FPS for most people. So generally I think you're going to be fine with Planetside 2, and any game really with a 1080 and that i7, you're going to be raw power and not have many problems with any game. So yeah, good luck with that build, it sounds good. Daniel Phyronics says, Joshino, you'd be welcome in our English speaking NC Miller outfit, Shadow Company 2, if you're interested. Just maybe invite me to your squads and things whenever I'm online. I generally just accept joining a squad whenever I'm online on my NC, so maybe I could play with you guys and see what it's like. But obviously, whichever outfit I join on NC and TR, I'm never always going to be sort of like a token member. I couldn't really commit to an outfit stuff with doing all the YouTube stuff as well. The captain says, have you ever been interested in aviation and the red arrows and stuff like that? I've always been told since I was young that I definitely couldn't be a pilot because I was too lanky and tall, if you didn't know what lanky means. So I've always had a bit of an upsetting relationship with aviation in that I probably wouldn't fit into the jets. But I do like flying, and I like the red arrows and stuff, but I'm not like super into it or anything. I did watch a documentary about the Phantom, which was a jet in England a long time ago, so I was interested enough to watch the whole documentary of that, and it was probably a stuffy, boring British documentary to most people on the BBC, but I thought it was quite interesting. DL Directors asks, what's the best tip for growing your audience on YouTube? I am struggling. So I am going to make a series about this, but I think the biggest one is that you can't just expect people to watch your video. You need to do several things to get people to actually view it. The first one is share it in places where you think it's actually relevant. So it's a forum that's related to whatever you're making a video of, it's Reddit, in the right subreddit. As long as you're making a video that adds to the audience, adds to their community, then obviously share it. The only problem is things like gaming will ban you for submitting your own content, so always check the rules. But really you need to have some way of getting people to watch your content, and just putting it on YouTube doesn't do anything. And there's lots of things about getting the right keywords in your tags. Just make sure that you write quite a long description describing exactly what it's like, and get as many tags as you can, and if possible use a keyword tool for your tags. You can just Google keyword tool, or use the Freedom app, which is Heartbeat, which you can download on Chrome, which has a keyword suggester. Something like that might help you out. But in more depth, I'll hopefully have a video out quite soon giving quite a few tips. Ross Y500 says, could you do a video called A Night Out with the Subs where you play with your PS2 subs? Yeah, I do keep thinking about this, and thinking about something. I don't know whether I just want to play normally, or rather have like a Hunger Games sort of survival thing, or like an event would be probably more fun with the subscribers, but I've just got to think about that. Zaster says, what's your dream job for you? And honestly, I've been like thinking about it for a while. When I was a kid, I really wanted to be a gaming journalist, a gaming developer. I used to read PC Gamer pretty much religiously, and before that I used to have like the Nintendo 64 Pro magazine, which was, I don't know, it doesn't exist anymore obviously. And I always thought, oh yeah, I'd love to be one of those journalists, and in some ways I'm kind of doing that now, but obviously I don't make enough money off of YouTube to be a job, but maybe this is something I could do in the future. You know what I'd really like to be doing now is being in Gamescom like all of the other journalists and other YouTubers that are a bit bigger, and I think that would be my ideal place. But then I also I'm quite an idealist, so I have a really keen interest in politics, and when I did my charity work I really enjoyed being sort of in the mix and doing campaigning as well. But the only problem is I really don't like politics and the sort of path to going to politics, like the campaigning and all the donations and things like that. It puts you off, but I could always see myself doing something along that side as well. So, and either way, I don't know, just either something like charity or politics or gaming, any one of those trees would be great. Jonathan Kranz says, do you play Space Engineers? And no, I don't. I don't have it on Steam at the moment, and I probably couldn't afford it compared to the other games that I'm hoping to get at the moment. Gridlock C says, Joshino, could you do a video about infiltrator bugs? There's quite a lot at the moment. So I think he's talking about, or she's talking about the head bug, where the infiltrator's head shows. You can actually see it like a blur, rather than the invisible body on a stalker infiltrator when it's crouched. I don't know whether I could do a whole video on just that, but I've mentioned it here, maybe I'll mention it in another video. If it's still a bug, I need to probably check out on the server, see what's going on. So maybe it'll get into a video somewhere, but probably not a full video. Greg Butcher says, how are you dealing with the heat wave? And it's still pretty hot at the moment. There's quite a bit of sun, as you can see me squinting a bit, but it's not too bad. It's behind a tree at the moment. But as a nerd in his room with a hot computer, it gets quite sweaty, so I'm struggling. I'm not used to the heat. I quite like medium weather where it's cold enough to wear a jumper, but not cold enough that you still feel cold in a jumper. Basically, I like wearing a hoodie mainly. That's my sort of peak of being comfortable, is being in a hoodie and chilling out. K171 says, I heard you know Lone Hawk. Play some Overwatch with him. Yeah, I do know Lone Hawk. We talk to each other about YouTube stuff and technical things quite often, and I've got him on Snapchat, which I occasionally get mainly gym related Snapchats from him. But yeah, he's a good dude, and honestly while being rather jealous of how big he's gone at the moment, think he's done really well, and I'm happy for him, really. He's got something like 90,000 subscribers at the moment, so, and he used to be a Planetside 2 YouTuber. But yeah, I don't know whether it'd add value for him and me, because I'm obviously not a big Overwatch player, and it might just not be content he wants to do. Either way, if he wants to play with me, and maybe I was talking to Candy Roo the other day, maybe we could always get together and do something that's interesting, but it's just trying to find something that would suit us all. Maybe, I know that me and Lone Hawk talked before, he would play McCree as the American, and I play Tracer. That could work, and role-playing as Tracer, I mean, zip zap! No, that's awful. But Tracer's got a really rubbish English accent, and I'm fairly sure it's an English actor as well. The English actor just put on a fake English American accent. Anyway, that out of the way. William Walker says, Joshino make videos on Paragon and also maybe daily videos. On Paragon, when I first played it, I did get quite a bit of footage and meant to make a video, but then it just never captured me. I probably need to play it again to see how it is now, but at the time I didn't think it was an amazing experience. It was still early though, there wasn't any textures on some of the creeps, so obviously I'll probably go back to that and see what it's like now. Also on daily videos, the thing is, when I make videos I try and make them about something, and obviously try and make them I try and make them as good as I can, and they're always usually really thorough, and they often take me more than one day to do. So making daily videos, I'd have to be filling in some of the days with fluff, and I don't know whether that would be good for the channel. I mean, would people actually want to watch me just live playing every day? I mean, I don't know whether that'd hurt my channel or not, so that's the reason why I don't do daily videos at the moment. But obviously they're quite regular, every 2 days or 3 days at the moment I have a video out. Anyway, Dylan Morgan says, have you thought of doing a class purchase guide for beginners? It's something I might do, but if you haven't seen my new player buff video, there's updates that are likely to hit the live servers as long as they go from the test server, which would make the a class guide completely redundant. That's why I haven't done any cert guides or anything, because I'm just waiting to see whether this buff and patch goes live, because otherwise a video wouldn't make sense, it'd be outdated straight away. Grieve Leet says, Adobe After Effects was used with this video. There's no sun in England. Maybe very true. And he asks, who are you trying to fool? Yeah, there's actually no sun at the moment. This is all green screen, and I've Adobe Photoshopped the After Effects, the sun in. There's actually no sun at the moment. It's very dark. It's raining completely. There's actually a hood over my camera. It's true. I'm sorry that I've lied to you all and deceived you. Anyway, Daniel Fishbane says, Daniel Fishbane. This video often makes me butcher names as well because I can't read them correctly, so sorry about that. And he says you can always monetize through Patreon, and I already do that, so that was an easy question. I just struggled with his name. So thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to subscribe for more. If you thought I answered the questions well, give it a like. If you thought it was all a lie about the sun and I used Adobe After Effects, give it a dislike. Thank you all very much for watching. Ask your questions below for next time. Until next time, Joshino. That was good. Let's go see the kitty.
Let's see if we can get him on camera. No, you're being too friendly. Stop attacking my camera setup. That's not the right way to do it.
No, it's too close to the camera. I'm struggling. Kitty. Oh, it's too close. Oh, hello, kitty. Kitty. Hello. Oh no, that's his butt. Hello, kitty. Look at it. It's so cute. Apparently black cats are the least wanted because they don't turn out very well on camera, but I think it's still very cute. He's got little paws, or she even, I think it's a girl. Hello.
You're being too friendly.